These are your evening headlines for January 13th, 2026, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Kimber Pierce. Before the BYU-Idaho Temple dedication, President Dallin H Oaks discussed his new role.
With the passing of Prophet and President Russell M. Nelson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, President Dallin H. Oaks assumed the position as the leader of the church. Oaks is the 18th president of the church, which brings new responsibility. In an interview before the BYU-Idaho Temple dedication, President Oaks was asked about his transition from apostle to prophet.
It feels new to be the president of the church. It's very holy responsibility, and I'm trying to grow into it. I'm just sustained by the fact that the Lord has prepared me and now called me to do something. I don't flinch from that responsibility.
President Oaks was called to serve in the Quorum of the 12 Apostles in April of 1984 after a distinguished career in law. After graduating from Brigham Young University, Oaks attended and graduated the University of Chicago Law School. During his early career, he was a law clerk in the United States Supreme Court and practiced law in Chicago. From 1961 to 1971, he was a professor at the University of Chicago Law School. From 1971 to 1980, he served as president of BYU. He also served as a justice of the Utah Supreme Court before being called to the apostleship in 1984. Since being called as prophet of the church, Oaks has made some significant changes to different areas of the church. But one thing that surprised many members was the way the church announced the location for a new temple in Portland, Maine.
It has occurred to me for a long time that the best place to announce a temple is in that temple district. And the best person to announce it is the file leader in that area, which can be an apostle on assignment to a state conference or another meeting, or it can be the area president.
2 Nephi chapter 2 verse 25 from the Book of Mormon states that Adam fell that men might be, and men are that they might have joy. President Oaks takes that scripture literally.
Be happy, trust in the Lord. It's always been that life has terrible challenges. That's what we're put here on earth to learn how to overcome. We are optimistic because we trust the Lord and know that He loves us and He's set us up to succeed, not to fail.
For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.
The National Weather Service in Pocatello issued an air advisory for parts of the lower Snake River Plain in southeastern Idaho. The air stagnation advisory was issued Monday for areas including Fort Hall, Thatcher, American Falls, Pocatello, Blackfoot, Shelley, and Preston, Idaho. The advisory may last through Sunday. An air stagnation advisory happens when an air mass remains stationary over an area for an extended period of time. This leads to a buildup of pollutants near the ground in the space where people breathe. Causes of stagnation included weak winds or limited vertical air movement, preventing the air in the atmosphere from clearing. Stagnation also happens during a temperature inversion where warm air traps cooler air and pollutants like smoke, dust, and industrial gases close to the surface. According to EastIdahoNews.com, Weather Service meteorologist John Keyes says weather conditions are not ideal and this area is under high pressure with limited wind, so air stays trapped. Because of high pressure, Keyes says pollutants from vehicles, wood burning, fireplaces, and other sources could linger. If weather conditions worsen, which is unlikely, cities under the advisory could see air quality diminish further. Recommendations for residents include reducing or stopping activities that could contribute to air pollution, like outdoor burning, wood burning, and idling vehicles. A popular YouTuber is charged with several hunting violations. 51-year-old YouTuber Ryan Lampers from Montana is known online as Stealthy Hunter. He has nearly 13,000 YouTube followers and owns his own supplement company called Stealthy Nutrition. He is charged with felonies for grand theft and unlawful killing, possessing or wasting wildlife, along with misdemeanors for unlawful taking of game animals, 2 counts of not having a game tag, unlawful possession of wildlife, and 2 counts for stealing, mutilating, or falsifying public records. Court documents obtained by EastIdahoNews.com say Lampers shot and possessed a mule deer buck on December 1st, 2024, in Cove Creek Drainage, a big game management unit of the Salmon River. At the time of the year, the deer hunting season season was closed. The Idaho Department of Fish and Game also reports lampers did not have a deer tag for that area in 2024. The score of the buck he shot was also reportedly over the minimum inches, making it a trophy animal. On December 6th of that same year, lampers killed a mountain lion near the ridge dividing Owl Creek and Cove Creek with a reduced mountain lion tag, which was not valid where lampers killed the mountain lion. And on December 8th, 2024, he shot a wolf in Owl Creek drainage. Hunters who harvest mountain lions and wolves are required to present the hide and skull for inspection to Idaho Fish and Game within 10 days of the harvest. Lampers completed the check, but officials say he provided false information about where he shot both the mountain lion and the wolf. If Lampers is convicted, he could face up to 27.5 years in prison and a lifetime revocation of his hunting, fishing, and trapping licenses. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio Evening Headlines for January 13th, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Kimber Pierce.